crazy, go crazy, go crazy, no crazy, no crazy, no crazy,
Happy 4th of July. My name is Weekly Shonen, and I hope you guys had a great long weekend. Not really much else to talk about. We got another Road to Laugh Tale volume and or I guess chapter, and just MHA this week, so pretty easy week. So yeah, let's just jump right into it with My Hero 358. So we return to our game of tag, or I guess Don't Let Tomura Touch You, with, you know, him and the top 7 heroes. I lost count, but a lot of top heroes here, and it seems like all they can really do is dodge until Bakugo, you know, gives them what seems like an opening at the end of the chapter. I don't really appreciate the explanation that we get for Shigaraki's end goal here. It's like really generic shonen antagonist trope here, but I guess I'm kind of a hypocrite in this scenario, because if it came from AFO, then I'd be more open to it. But coming from Shigaraki, who's just always wanted to destroy things, and like as time we get, you know, this reveal that his whole life sucked because AFO kind of set it up that way, and he understands none of that. Like, he understands his life to be something that, you know, was just, life just sucked for him. Then I don't know, I just appreciated it more when, you know, you go back to his first appearance at the academy when they break in, and he's just like this dude who seems to like throw a mirror back to the world's like to the hero world, and kind of be like, look, this is the type of monster you guys have created. Like, stuff like that is more fun, but I guess like just the way that it's phrased coming from him this chapter, I don't really appreciate. I do appreciate his character design this chapter though, like him surfing on his many tentacle finger hand things. Yeah, I just don't really, something rubs me the wrong way about the end goal here. Luckily Bakugo's here to give us the other perspective. He was on his way, he never really seemed like a hero. Could have easily been a villain, but when it came time to, you know, when he got kidnapped and was given the opportunity, he was just like, no. And the reason he gives is because he has heroes around him. He has, like, you know, his friends around him, who he does not want to admit are his friends, but, you know, he has the class 1A around him who are kind of like teaching him better, and that, you know, I guess have led him to the right path. But what he doesn't understand is that Shigaraki has the same type of group, whether or not they're ride or dies for him, or because you know that one of them is, right, Lizard Guy, but whether or not they're ride or dies for him, or they're just happening to meet the same goal together, and they see themselves as all outcasts, I think is the difference maker there, and why I think this whole speech will ultimately fall flat. Along with the ultimate move, right? We got Bakugo's ultimate move reveal here, and it looks cool. It seems like it's going to create a pathway, but Deku's not here, so you already know it's not going to do much. It might put Shigaraki on the ropes for a little bit. We might see like a combo from the other heroes to, like, you know, really try to restrain him or something like that, but I'm assuming that it's not going to really like amount to much in the long term, right? When Deku pops up, it's not like Shigaraki's going to be injured from this combo still, and that's going to give him some type of advantage. We also got an explanation for why Shigaraki can even use Disintegrate in this specific area where he's constantly being viewed by Aizawa, or I guess Aizawa's quirk is being used to stop his quirks. I don't quite get it, but I guess it kind of makes sense, right? If the quirk combines with the body, or like I guess awakens, right, to a certain extent, then it won't count as a quirk because it's just part of the body. Maybe this has to do with like long-term evolution of humans in the My Hero world, where it'll get to the point where it's not even a quirk anymore. Like, you know, most people have quirks. You know, we understand that the new One for All candidate was perfect, right? Deku was perfect because there probably won't be another generation of quirkless people. Everyone will probably have a quirk, and then you can assume a few years later, or however long it takes evolution to work in the My Hero world, that you know, it'll just be part of people at that point, and it won't really like be a quirk anymore. It'll just be a thing. Shout out to Bakugo here though. He was able to get some props from Best Genus. I got his real name, you know, is what is it called? Lord Explosion Murder God. He was able to get the whole thing out, you know, it's a mouthful, but, you know, Genus put in the effort to really call him by his real hero name. He even got some props from Miriko, yes. Not Mirio. Where is Mirio? No idea. But yeah, it seems like everyone's kind of like understanding that he's using himself as bait, which is still the very Bakugo thing to do, right? He's putting himself out there in front. to be the star, to be the one who's like, you know, has all the attention on him. But, you know, it's in a way that kind of makes himself bait, but a dynamite type of bait, right? Where he's putting himself right in front of Shigaraki, but he's exploding around him. He's got the cluster bombs going off, so can't really be touched at that point, and that kind of gives everyone the opening. So he is being a team player, but in the way that only Bakugo can. That's pretty much it for My Hero, though. We'll quickly talk about One Piece 1053.2, or I guess the Road to Laugh Tale Part 2. Just gonna say it now. I really wish that we got this panel from Kaido during the fight. This is a really menacing, like, sick panel, like just as is, right? As the rough sketch. Maybe this could have been in like an awakening announcement. That's how I see it. That might be the cope, but I just look at this panel and I'm just like, wow, this. If Kaido had come out of a hole, right? If like Luffy had knocked him out, and then he stood right back up in looking just like this, you know, the scribbles and everything, just to like emphasize he's like breaking. You know, we already have Luffy breaking out of like the fourth wall with his awakening, and then Kaido kind of does the same thing, and it's like all scribble scrabble and stuff. That would have been great. I understand there's many a cope here in this review already, but I don't know. I think I just really would have appreciated that. I like the new generation pick though. Onto the what do these clues mean section. I appreciate the scoop layout here. It kind of reminds me of maybe something that Big News Morgans would have on his wall when trying to organize like data or you know, trying to put together like, you know, new newspapers or whatever. One of these scoops insinuates that maybe nothing happened to Vivi or her dad, but maybe instead the Kingdom of Alabasta itself. Like maybe it got its status revoked and it was announced that they're about to be annexed or something like that. Where I guess you can assume what happens to the Kingdom of Alabasta could be the very simple answer of it lost its king. So who knows? A wedding? What the f? On to the section about sword. Zzz. You don't mean to tell me that Hasakai is a sword, right? It's a club. I guess because it has spikes on it, it can. On to that part of the week where I claim that one of these small listed names is actually the key in some way. One of these swords, one of these weapons is the real thing that we should be focusing on. Which one is it? Not a clue. Is Haki really enough? Good question, Oda. Hopefully we get an answer to, or maybe some type of hint as to what that is, whether or not it's enough when we get closure on whatever Zoro's backstory is, or whatever is going on with Zoro for the rest of this arc. And then my least favorite section, the character design section, where I try to make out what these things are. And I'm gonna say this. The reason why Oda did not give us Kaido's awakening is because the shit looks doofy as hell, and he cannot put this inside the story. Especially with, you know, the main antagonist of this huge arc, right? You have Kaido looking with this long ass neck, looking like a what's it called, Hamlet, and it's not going to be as menacing as what we really got with his hybrid form. And I will say this one more time: an Awakened Zone just has to be a mastery of hybrid form. That's what I'm going to say. More durability, you know, not easily knocked out, all that type of stuff. You know, even going back to, you know, Kaido's sort of explanation of trying to understand Luffy's awakening, like, hey, this is a transformation which is really similar to a zone. If it's a transformation, that has to be the awakening. And dude, Kaido's like the strongest zone that we've ever seen. Of course he had to have been an awakening, or he had to have already been an awakened zone. I'm gonna assume that that's the way that I'm just gonna headcanon it for the rest of my life, you know, until I can interview Oda himself, which long shot. But that's pretty much all I've got this week. Rather quick run, rather quick video this week. Not much to talk about. We will be back next week with, I think My Hero's on break. So I guess we'll just have Jujutsu Kaisen. Whatever, totally fine with that. I need to see the climax of this battle. So, you know, looking forward to it. And yeah, see you soon. You enjoy your 4th. Hopefully the fireworks tonight were actually all done and popped last night, because it was Sunday and today is Monday. People gotta go to work tomorrow, so yeah, be safe out there and have a great week. Bye.